Ever wondered why some people seem to have a knack for deceit? It's a question that's likely crossed your mind at some point. Deception, a skill mastered by a select few, is as intriguing as it is disconcerting. It's an enigma, a riddle wrapped in a mystery that has fascinated philosophers, psychologists, and laymen alike for centuries. Some individuals seem to possess an uncanny ability to weave intricate webs of deceit effortlessly. They spin tales, manipulate emotions, and distort realities, all while maintaining a facade of innocence. Such individuals are often difficult to spot and even harder to understand. But what if we could unravel this enigmatic puzzle? What if we could delve into the minds of these deceitful individuals and expose their tactics? This exploration is not just about satisfying curiosity, it's about equipping ourselves with the knowledge to recognize and guard against such deception. Stay tuned as we unravel the 10 characteristics of deceitful people. First up, deceitful people often have inconsistent stories. When we delve into the world of deceit, one of the most significant hallmarks is inconsistency. Deceptive individuals often struggle to maintain a steady narrative. They might tell you one thing today, and tomorrow it's a completely different story. The same situation, the same set of circumstances, yet their account of it fluctuates wildly. Now, why does this happen? Well, when someone is fabricating or manipulating a story, it's tough to keep track of all the details. The mind, you see, is not naturally designed to remember falsehoods. Hence, when pressed or questioned, the cracks start to appear, the stories start to diverge. Each retelling becomes a new version, a new spin, a new lie, so keep your ears open. Listen for those little discrepancies, those subtle shifts in narrative. Inconsistency can often be the first red flag. Secondly, deceitful people have a tendency to overcompensate. It's almost as if they're performing on a stage, trying to create an image of trustworthiness and credibility. They'll make grand gestures, offer unsolicited favors, or constantly assure you of their honesty. They're striving to be seen as the good guy, the one you can always rely on. But here's the thing to remember. Genuine trustworthiness doesn't need such theatrics. It's built over time through consistent actions, not through a series of grand gestures or overly generous offers. It's not a role one plays, but a quality that shines through in quiet integrity and consistent behavior. Deceitful people try to fast-track this process, overcompensating in their efforts to appear trustworthy. They're playing a role, hoping to fool you into trusting them quickly. But like a poorly constructed building, their facade will eventually crumble. So keep your eyes open for overcompensation. Remember, too much of anything can be a sign. Thirdly, watch out for diversion tactics. These are a crafty tool in the arsenal of the deceitful. Picture this. You're in the midst of a conversation and suddenly the topic changes. It's subtle, it's swift, and it's a classic diversion tactic. Sometimes it's not a different topic, but a sudden interruption, a loud noise, or an unexpected event. It's all about creating a distraction, a smokescreen to shift your focus away from their dishonesty. Diversion is like a magician's trick, where the real action is happening out of sight while you're busy looking elsewhere. It's a way to muddle the waters, to keep you off balance, to control the narrative. And it's not just about what they say, but also about what they don't say. The unsaid, the omitted, the overlooked. These too can be part of a diversion. Always remember, diversion can be a clever disguise for deception. Our fourth characteristic is emotional manipulation. This is a subtle yet potent tactic employed by deceitful individuals. It's like a puppeteer pulling strings, guiding the emotions of others to serve their own hidden agenda. Imagine a situation where someone intentionally provokes anger or sadness, only to then swoop in as the comforting ally. It's a classic move, creating a problem only they can solve, thereby establishing a sense of dependency. This dependency is then exploited to cover up dishonest deeds. Similarly, they might use guilt trips, playing the victim card to deflect attention from their own deceit. It's a smokescreen, a diversion, a way to keep you off balance while they continue their manipulation undetected. Emotional manipulation is not always easy to spot, especially when it's coming from someone you trust, but understanding it and recognizing its signs is the first step towards protecting yourself from deceitful individuals. Emotional manipulation is a powerful tool in the hands of a deceitful person. Fifth on our list is a lack of responsibility. This trait is often seen in individuals who consistently dodge accountability for their actions. Instead of owning up to their mistakes, they are quick to shift the blame onto others. It's a convenient way for them to sidestep the consequences of their actions, leaving others to clean up the mess. This lack of responsibility extends beyond just their actions. It seeps into their words, promises, and even their commitments. They might make grand promises one day and the next act as if those words were never spoken. It's as if they live in a world where their actions have no repercussions and everyone else is just a pawn in their game. This behavior can be incredibly frustrating and damaging, especially to those who are close to these individuals. It's a cycle that perpetuates their deceitful nature, allowing them to continue their manipulative ways unchecked. Avoidance of responsibility is a classic sign of deceit. Characteristic 6 is frequent lying. Let's dive into the labyrinth of deceit that these individuals often weave. It's fascinating, albeit troubling, to note that deceitful personalities have a propensity to lie, and they do so with alarming frequency. What's more, these lies aren't always about monumental things. They can be about the most trivial matters. Imagine someone telling you they had a sandwich for lunch when they actually had a salad. It seems inconsequential, right? But it's the ease and nonchalance with which they deliver these falsehoods that's truly concerning. This habitual lying becomes second nature, a part of their personality fabric. It's an armor they wear, a tool they use to manipulate their reality, to create a self-serving narrative. The truth is, lying, especially when it's frequent and about minor things, can often be a red flag. It's a window into a person's character, a peek into their capacity for deception. Frequent lying can be a glaring sign of a deceitful personality. 7th, we have secretive behavior. Deceitful individuals often exhibit this characteristic, and it's not hard to see why. They are like a magician who doesn't want you to see what's happening behind the curtain. Their actions, motives, and even their past can be shrouded in mystery. They use secrecy as a tool, a shield to hide their true intentions and actions. It's important to remember that everyone has a right to privacy, and it's completely normal to keep certain things to ourselves. However, when someone is overly secretive to the point where it becomes a consistent pattern, it might be a sign of deceit. From vague answers to avoidant behavior, they may employ a range of strategies to keep their secrets safe. They might give off an aura of mystery, but remember, it's not always as intriguing as it seems. Underneath the surface, there may be a labyrinth of lies and manipulation. Secretive behavior often hides deeper deceit. 8th, lack of empathy is a common trait among deceitful people. This characteristic is often manifested as an inability to understand or share the feelings of others, which is a defining aspect of empathy. Deceitful people tend to prioritize their own interests, disregarding the emotional well-being of those around them. In many instances, this lack of empathy isn't just a passive disregard, but can be an active dismissal. It's not unusual for deceitful individuals to belittle the feelings of others or to be dismissive of their concerns. This behavior serves to invalidate the experiences of others, making it easier for the deceitful individual to manipulate situations to their advantage. It's also important to remember that a lack of empathy can be quite subtle. Some deceitful people are adept at feigning concern or understanding when it serves their purposes, only to drop the act when it's no longer beneficial. Keep an eye out for this inconsistency. Lack of empathy can be a telling sign of a deceitful person. Scene script. 9th, excessive flattery is a trait to watch out for. Isn't it nice when someone compliments you? It can make your day brighter, boost your self-esteem, and even inspire you to reach new heights. But what if the praise is too much, too often? This is where the characteristic of excessive flattery comes into play. Deceitful people often use this tactic as a tool for manipulation. It's like a sweet-tasting poison, making you feel good in the moment while potentially leading to harmful consequences. They shower you with compliments, making you feel special and valued, all the while using this as a smokescreen for their hidden intentions. By making you feel indebted to them for their kind words, they gain an upper hand, a control that they can use for their benefit. So next time someone praises you excessively, take a moment. Are their words genuine, or are they too good to be true? Remember, excessive flattery can often be a mask for deceit. Finally, exploiting others is a common characteristic of deceitful people. They are often masters at recognizing vulnerabilities and weaknesses in others, and they waste no time in using this information to their advantage. They see people not as individuals with feelings, dreams, and rights, but as tools to be used and discarded when they have served their purpose. This exploitation can take many forms. It can be as blatant as financial fraud or as subtle as emotional manipulation. They might convince someone to do their work for them or manipulate a person's emotions to get what they want. It's all a game to them, one they play without any regard for the damage they cause. They lack remorse for their actions, often justifying it by blaming the victim or denying the harm they've caused. They're adept at creating narratives where they are the hero, and everyone else is merely a supporting character. Exploitation is a clear sign of a deceitful character. So there you have it, the 10 characteristics of deceitful people. We've journeyed through the maze of deception, unraveling the threads that make up its intricate tapestry. Let's take a moment to reflect on our journey. We started with inconsistent stories where the narrative shifts and changes, the truth lost in a swirl of misinformation. Then we delved into overcompensation, a smokescreen used to divert attention away from deceitful actions. We discovered diversion tactics, the art of deflecting attention from their deceit, and emotional manipulation, a cruel tool to control and exploit others. We exposed the lack of responsibility, frequent lying, and secretive behavior, the hallmarks of a deceitful person. Lack of empathy, excessive flattery, and exploiting others were also crucial characteristics we uncovered. These characteristics provide a roadmap to identify deceitful individuals and protect ourselves from their manipulative tactics. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay aware, stay informed, and most importantly, stay safe from deceitful individuals.